I'm excited to be here today to talk about building an AI-first contact center using AWS and Cognigy AI. So my name is Jared. I'm with Cognigy in the product marketing department, and I'm very happy to have Victor Rojo from AWS here with us today. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thanks, Jared. My name is Victor Rojo. I'm the tech lead for the Conversational AI Partners Competency Program in AWS. I've been working in AWS for 3 years almost. Besides conversational AI, I've been working in initiatives like intelligent document processing, where we leveraged computer vision and machine learning applied to computer vision. And also, one of the most recent initiatives was the Contact Center Intelligence initiative, which is oriented to the introduction of machine learning and artificial intelligence into the contact center operations to improve the customer experience. Before that, I worked for Amazon Alexa for 2 years with the team that launched Alexa in Mexico and the US for the Spanish language. As you heard before, I'm Mexican.
So if I talk to Alexa in Spanish, is it your voice?
I wish, but it's not as great my voice as the Alexa one, and it is always evolving. It is always evolving, and it's becomes, I believe, more intelligent way in many aspects that maybe I would only say I don't know that, and Alexa is really great at providing so many responses. And before that, before Alexa, I was working for 6 years as the pre-sales engineering lead for Latin America. I visited most of the region. I visited also Brazil, where I had to learn Portuguese. So I speak English, Portuguese, and Spanish.
Well, Brazilian Portuguese is beautiful. I'm jealous.
It's great.
But yeah, it sounds like you have quite a background, both in the technology, but also in languages. So before we jump into the solution and the specifics about what makes Cognigy and AWS such an amazing team, I first want to take an example of what customers are experiencing every day, just to give a little context. So studies estimate that Americans spend over 900 million hours waiting on hold each year. And to be honest, this is absolutely terrifying, because that's about 43 days of all of our lives, which means that people using customer service, the customer service, is essentially stealing that which is most valuable to us, our time. But the reality is, making customers is not quite as hard and mysterious as you would think. What do they want? Well, first off, I think all of us, as consumers ourselves, we want instant service. We don't want to wait. We want our problem solved fairly quickly. Second, we want personalized service. And I don't mean personalized like those creepy ads that follow you around the internet and keep asking you to buy shoes for a month after you bought shoes. It's all about context, right? It's about an answer that makes sense based on who the customer is, what their background is with the company, and what they need. So no canned responses, right? No standard replies. And then finally, they want service that's available on the channel of their choice, right? It could be the phone, it could be a messenger like WhatsApp, it could be social media, basically whatever is convenient for them at the time. So in summary, customers want instant, personalized, multi-channel, even multimodal service. But how do you balance that? Because on the one hand, you have automation, which requires structure, consistency, predictability, and obviously leads to efficiency and cost reduction, but you still need to maintain that human touch, that flexibility to be personal, to be flexible, to make the response dynamic based on the customer situation. So how can you balance these? Because they're often, at least seemingly, contradictory. It should come as no surprise that the best way to tackle this is together, because the reality is nobody can do it alone. And this is where we start talking about why AWS and Cognigy are such a unique combination on the market. AWS, as Victor will also show us in more detail, has some of the most powerful and scalable solutions in the world. I mean, I think anything that can make Amazon work has to be insanely powerful at the scale and speed that they operate at. They have a massive developer community, and they have more services than probably anybody at Amazon could list by, off the top of their head. On the other hand, Cognigy offers the leading conversational AI solution for orchestrating and automating and delivering service in the contact center. So what's the solution? Dare I say, better together. And with that, we enable you to deliver customer service that is loved by everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean both your customers and your employees. So with that said, I am going to hand it over to Victor, and he's going to give you an overview of AWS and conversational AI and how they can solve this dilemma and support you along the way. So with that, on to you, Victor.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jarrod. The first thing that we may ask is why AWS? Jarrod already mentioned some aspects of why AWS, and I want to introduce why AWS because customers aren't on their own. They won't start in AWS from scratch. The AWS focuses on the customer success, and AWS has multiple entities, as you can see in this slide, surrounding the customers. From AWS itself, like professional services, the AWS managed services, training and certification to keep the pace and being updated on the technologies that AWS as a cloud platform supports. Also the technical support that it provides. And also the partners that include the marketplace where they publish their solutions, and an extensive network of partners that includes the largest consulting companies and some of the largest independent software vendors that integrate with AWS services, and those that have built their solutions at platforms on top of AWS. One example is Cognigy at this moment. Partners also in AWS, they make it easy for customers to one-click deploy software and solutions that they need to build and run their businesses. Also, another point is that AWS features over 200 managed services that enable customers to offload their operations to AWS if they want to. In the next slide, Jarrod, if we can go to the conversational AI side. Why AWS in conversational AI? Well, let's start talking about conversational AI. It's an iterative process that has multiple challenges. First of all, we need to build and train natural language understanding models to understand their user's intent and translate that into an appropriate response. After that, or based on our process that I'm showing at this moment, we need to create an intuitive, natural conversation flow model to help navigate a user through their journey. And also, we need to integrate these flows with existing backend services to process the user requests, to get content information or to process transactions. And at the end, also, we need to test and monitor and measure the effectiveness of the solution. This is an iterative process that requires specialized testing, training, and measurement to create a full cycle feedback loop to improve the product offering that a partner can be creating, or maybe a customer is creating for their users. And also something that we notice in these challenges that conversational AI could represent is that few enterprises have the internal resources or domain expertise to implement a solution like this one. And most of the time, the companies that I've seen that are starting conversational AI, they start with an idea that could be only just a chatbot project, or maybe just one interface that interacts with a user. And they have a blind spot by seeing all this process as one, and with those challenges that could be, for example, stretched timelines, or thinking about security and compliance, or maybe the learning curve of technologies, or starting incrementally rather than a big bang projects, are the challenges for companies that are starting or that are already with ongoing projects in conversational AI. What I've seen so far in AWS is that the AWS partners, besides the technologies that AWS has, the partners help to fill the gaps, to deliver and maintain an effective conversational AI projects, as well as the speed of the delivery and time to market gets higher so far.
And I think that's one of the issues, especially in the AI space in general, is that so much of this technology is so new that compared to, say, CRM and case management systems that have been around for decades, it's just that much less likely that companies really have the internal resources, or even if they have some, that the experience to do a lot of this completely alone.
Yeah, and something that partners that customers I've seen that they are asking to AWS is what we can see in the next slide. They will ask things, for example, what's the value of the conversational AI partners to us as customers? And something that I can tell you is, in AWS, the partners that have joined the conversational AI competency program, they stick to this kind of framework that I'm showing in the slides. The first one, the partners have the experience because they are bringing customer references, success stories, customers who are happy with the solution deployed on top of AWS and using these partner solutions. The solutions that partners are offering, in this case Cognigy, have been reviewed and validated by the AWS. The partners have a good market presence, and also AWS marketplace presence they have to ease the interaction with the customer using and consumption of the solutions. And also these partners have a commitment with AWS to work together in a good partnership that we have established through the competency program. Some other aspects that we validate with AWS partners in this program, in the competency program, it's to validate their conversational AI expertise, and also the expertise they have around AWS best practices that consists, for example, in well-architected framework, or they could consist in some specializations related to specific services or specializations that AWS offers so far. The idea here is that AWS has a high quality bar for its conversational partners, ensuring that only the most capable and reliable companies are included in the program. The partners must demonstrate expertise in building and deploying conversational AI solutions that run on top of AWS, and they demonstrate a proven track record of delivering high-quality solutions to customers to be able and provide references and case studies that could bring you peace of mind that you are working with someone that will go to solve your problem instead of going to learn with you how to solve your problem.
Yeah. You definitely don't want that.
And if we move to the next slide, sometimes if we ask why AWS, something that I can tell you is that AWS helps conversational AI projects to augment all the different options that you may have. Anything you need is there. For example, this is just an illustrative slide about the services that we can see in AWS. For example, we can see machine learning and artificial intelligence services. You can see compute and serverless technologies, security, storage, databases, including another component related to communications, like contact center or CCaaS solution with Amazon Connect, the Chime SDK, and the Alexa for business solution. But we can also see options like are related to integrations like AWS step functions or AppSync, and we can find also technologies related to language services like Amazon Transcribe, Amazon Translate, Amazon Lex, of course, Amazon Comprehend, and one that it's helping a lot the customers and partners so far is Amazon SageMaker around machine learning. For example, large language models training is already a reality inside AWS with Amazon SageMaker.
That sounds like a whole nother webinar we should do.
Yeah, there's too much to do there. Also, Cognigy it's worthy to mention here, already integrates with most of these services, including Amazon Connect.
Yep. Yeah, I'll mention that a little bit. That's again, that's part of the beauty of the ecosystems together, is that Amazon has solutions and kind of microservices for every possible pain point or problem you may have, and you can weave them together very easily. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
That will be great to hear that. In the next slide, I just want to introduce how conversational AI can be augmented with AWS and Amazon Connect. Unlike many supports cloud-based contact centers, Amazon Connect, it's a service that was born in the cloud. It didn't start from scratch on premise and then move to the cloud. It started in the cloud. And Amazon Connect setting up an instance can be done in just a few clicks. And includes a fully managed global telephony network. The agents can literally begin handling contacts in minutes from anywhere in the world with just a browser and a headset, as I look at this moment as an agent maybe. Amazon also automatically scales to meet any contact center workload, and the agents are able to handle, as I told you before, the work from anywhere. And you only pay for what you use with Amazon Connect. It's not something that you need to enter into agreements for a total of agents. It is
or multi-year licenses
and pay for what you use. Exactly. Also, you can deliver with Amazon Connect personalized, as you mentioned, Jarrod, the customer experience, personalization, natural sounding conversational interactions using prompt speech recognition and natural language understanding, the same technology that powers Alexa. And Amazon Connect is also simple to administer. So anyone from the technical business leaders and non-technical leaders can immediately start innovating on behalf of their customers using the self-service, intuitive, and graphical UI that Amazon Connect has. And also something to highlight is that, as I said before, Amazon Connect was built from the ground up to make it easy to deliver real-world machine learning power results. There's no need to be a data scientist, PhD machine learning expert to make the most of your data. And the combination of all of these benefits means that you can rapidly optimize your customer experience to keep pace with the customer expectations. While hitting your business goals, you can also reduce the overall cost of your operations.
And before I jump over to the Cognigy part, what I personally think is such a unique selling point, at least of Amazon Connect, is that, you know, a lot of people, they don't even know the story of AWS, that it started as this essentially an internal service to be able to handle Amazon's just massive need for scalability, which very few other companies on the planet, you know, have needs as great as Amazon, which they deliver so well. And they figured out, hey, we built this for internal use, and now it's actually a market leader and owns, what, over a third of the cloud market. And Amazon Connect was actually a very similar story, where it was something that they invented cloud native for their own just incredible needs, on scaling on an enterprise level, and kind of came to the same conclusion. Hey, this is a really great solution, and if it works for us, it can work for anyone.
It works.
So.
It works, and it offers the option to bring your for customers. It brings the option to bring their operations from the ground to the cloud.
Yep. All right. With that, thank you, and I'll say just a few short words about Cognigy, since I think probably everybody's heard of AWS. So Cognigy is a global company. We've got offices in 8 countries and represent hundreds and hundreds of brands from all over the world. We're an enterprise-grade platform. That's in terms of performance, scalability, flexibility, and of course, we're compliant with all of your favorite acronyms like the GDPR, HIPAA, and so forth. On the one hand, or not only are we a consistent leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for conversational AI, I would say more importantly, we consistently earn top ratings from all of our customers, because ultimately that's what being customer-centric is all about. Now, so back to Cognigy and AWS. What do we bring to the table? So Cognigy offers a turnkey solution that plugs right into Amazon Connect and the entire Amazon ecosystem. We're a validated partner. We're one of the very first companies to achieve AWS's conversational AI competency certification, which can put your mind at ease that our integration as well as our business relationship is mature, future-proof, and scalable. But with that, I think everyone wants details. So let's look at how they work together. First off, this is not a technical diagram. It's a high-level overview. There are many different ways that you can set up your system in your Amazon Contact Center. So the short answer is whatever variation you need, we can definitely make it happen. With that out of the way, we believe that it's essential for any conversational AI program to be embedded throughout your entire enterprise ecosystem. Now, why is that? Because at the end of the day, you have to get things done, right? Customers need to carry out transactions, tasks, information requests. And that only works if you are connected to all of these other key systems. And this is why we're also technology agnostic, but at the same time, pre-integrated with dozens of channels, business systems, and AI services. And then the last point I'll make about our icon-heavy diagram here is that composable architecture is also critical because it makes you as a business more agile and future-proof. For example, ChatGPT took the world by storm in December. Nobody knows what's going to come tomorrow, right? Some company that none of us have ever heard of might come out with the most amazing human-like voices that we've ever seen, or killer speech-to-text or text-to-speech technology, right? There's so many possibilities that we can't foresee, and this is why having this composable architecture means you're not suddenly looking at rip and replace. You're simply looking at going to a drop-down, changing your integration, click API key, and good to go. Now, so in short, you get out-of-the-box solutions that are ready to go as they are, but with all of that power to customize them in depth for your exact needs, which is ultimately on an enterprise level what you're going to need, because one size fits all essentially means one size fits nobody perfectly. Next. So talked about the AI first contact center built on AWS and Connect. So the first part of that, when you're imagining your kind of a future customer service vision, is AI-powered triage, also sometimes called conversational IVR. Using this, we can deploy AI to greet a customer, whether this is voice or digital, and identify their intent. What do they want to get done? What do they need? After doing so, we can immediately go into automated ID&V, again, using integrations with things like, say, a CRM system, and then decide what to do next. Is this a problem that we can send to self-service, or is this something that we can hand over to an agent along with all of the information we've connected? Well, the next step is going to be smart self-service, which is handling customer issues in an end-to-end automated way. So with Cognigy, this can be both simple and complex tasks, whether it's rebooking tickets, requesting copies of documents you need, creating appointments, changing account information, and more. I mean, a lot of these things, and in fact, a lot of the reasons we call customer service usually don't actually require intervention from a human agent. So what you don't want is having to call a human agent just so they can click through a couple systems on their computer that in reality you could do as a customer. So this brings us to the third solution when we do need an agent, Agent Assist. So Agent Assist, of course, means not just an automated search or something like that, but it means supporting human agents by making all of the information in the context of this interaction available to them automatically, exactly when they need it and right embedded in their agent workspace. So, it's almost like a super cool heads up display, that you'd see in Top Gun, for example. So when a conversation is started, we can immediately pop up on the screen on the agent desktop, the customer account with their name, perhaps their last order, what services they're subscribed to. We can show that they've been authenticated. We can show what their problem is with an AI-generated summary of what's happened thus far in the automated part of the interaction. We can also react to the situation in real time because your AI is sitting in the background analyzing the conversation and then presenting information to the agent instantly. So if the customer says something like, "Oh, I've got a question about my booking, it's ABC 123," the AI sitting in the background will have already processed that language, identified the intent, figured out this ABC 123 is a booking code, jumped into the relevant system, and popped that onto the agent screen in less time than it took me to explain it to you. Now, if you're an agent, imagine how confident that makes you feel. Not to mention, imagine how much less, please hold, let me look at that for you, that the customer has to deal with.
That makes a lot of sense, Jarrod. That part I wanted to also to add that happy agents bring happy and satisfied customers.
Absolutely. So this good-looking stranger on the screen, we got him to put together what this looks like, because I've showed you this nice sort of flow. What does this look like from a customer perspective? So with that, I will show you.
Welcome back, Brian. This is Anna, your virtual agent. What can I help you with today?
Hey, I got a delivery notification, but I don't know where to pick up the package. I can't read the address.
All right, that is something that I can help with as well. So, do you happen to have a tracking number at hand?
Yeah, sure. Let me check. That is 365-0125.
Okay, got it. And would you please provide me with your date of birth as well?
Yeah, sure. That is August 8th, 1979.
Thank you. Let me see if I can find your package. Just a second, please. Great. I found your package. So according to my data, your package is at Bob's Pack and Ship at 300 Peachtree Street, Atlanta. Shall I send the Google Maps location to your phone?
Yeah, that will be great.
Perfect. Message sent. Click the link to open Google Maps with the route to the package location.
All right, got it. That's just around the corner. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nope, I'm good for today. Thank you, Anna.
All right. Have a great day, Brian. You know where to find me in case you need anything else. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Now, I don't know about you, but one of the frustrating things I find, Victor, is being on the technology side of things. We know what's possible, and yet when we leave work and we go out into real life and as a customer, it happens so rarely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But it's possible. Now, of course, that was going to be the customer side, but from the Cognigy and AWS side, what does this look like? So I asked our head of consulting, Tice, to put this together for us. So if suddenly you're confused that my voice changes, it's his and not mine.
You see that we have an incoming call here. There's a prompt that we play where we say, welcome to Amazon Connect, right? Now handing you over to Cognigy. We'll then hand over to a Cognigy flow, and the Cognigy flow is shown here. Now in Cognigy, we have the ability to use what we call a live follow. And the live follow feature can hook into a phone number that we're calling from that I set up with my Skype. And it will then show us in real time what the conversation is about as it goes on, and it will even follow the flow and show us the output nodes with all of the metadata that we get, including the speech to text, including the answers that the bot gives, in the flow in this interface, which of course allows for a very, very nice debug experience. So let's try it out and see how it goes.
Welcome to Amazon Connect. I am now handing you over to Cognigy.
Hey, Stace. This is Anna. What can I help you with today?
Hey, Anna. So I cannot read the delivery notification, so can you help me find my package?
All right. That is something that I can help with as well. So, do you happen to have a tracking number at hand?
Yes, that is 335-12345.
Okay, got it. And would you please provide me with your date of birth as well?
Yes, that is December 23rd, 1988.
Thank you. Let me see if I can find your package. Just a second, please. Great. I found your package. So according to my data, your package is at Bob's Pack and Ship at 300 Peachtree Street, Atlanta. Shall I send the Google Maps location to your phone?
Yes, that would be great.
Perfect. Message sent. Click the link to open Google Maps with the route to the package location.
That's amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes, actually, my friend's getting married. I want to send an expensive gift, so how about the insurance?
You know what? Let me hand you over to a human colleague to help with that. Just a minute, please.
Thank you for calling. Your call is very important to us and will be answered in the order it was received.
Hi, welcome to customer service. This is Sebastian. I understand you have a question about an insurance product. Is that right?
All right. Of course, we could go on and on, but as you can see, there are amazing things that are possible and not even as complicated as you would think they would be. And so with that, I want to touch on one last benefit of using Cognigy together in the AWS ecosystem, and that is none other than large language models. Now, I promise this is just going to be a small highlight. If you're interested in the detail on this, we have some other webinars that go into depth about it. So with the combination of AWS and Cognigy plus LLMs, this allows you to deliver experiences that were not possible even a few months ago. And I mean, that's really no exaggeration. So at Cognigy, we looked at the entire value chain, in this case specifically of OpenAI's GPT. And we embedded this LLM technology from beginning to end in our CAI solution. So what does that mean for you if you're using this within your Amazon Connect contact center? It means automatically generating things like entire flows, right? Processes. Example sentence to create intents, lexicons. It means using LLMs to, for example, take a structured response that you have to having them rephrase that based on the addition of, say, context. So that on the one hand, you ensure that your CAI tool is following this business process that you've defined. However, you use the LLM to take these standardized responses and dynamically personalize them based on this exact situation for every single customer. Now, the same thing, of course, applies to Agent Assist. where we can use the LLM to also help the agent assist, right? Suggesting things that they could say, next best actions. But I don't want to get too far into detail because that's not what we're about. So I'll just show you a quick little peek at what this would look like in practice, and we'll leave it at that for now. So traditionally, virtual agents are built from scratch, right? You have a blank screen. But the beauty of combining generative AI with your conversational AI is that you have entirely new opportunities. So here it takes just one click to create a basic virtual agent from scratch, based purely on a description of what it should do. This flow is already functional, and it can be tested with our built-in interaction panel just to simulate what the experience would be like. Of course, then the conversation designer, instead of having to do all of this manually, can now just go back in, adapt, fine-tune it here and there, and they're ready to go. Of course, the same thing can be done with generating lexicon entries if you want, hundreds of airport codes, for example, or city names, or generating intent data for training of the NLU. But I don't want to get too excited about it because we'll save that for another webinar. Now, so we've seen what happens when you combine the leading CCaaS solution on the market with Cognigy's conversational AI platform. Together, we enable customer-centric experiences on every voice and digital channel that you will need. And these experiences can be delivered very easily with simple configuration based on more than 24 channel connectors, all provided by Cognigy. And the same thing goes for backend integrations. You can seamlessly use things like Lex if you'd like. Either way, if you want to give it a try, see what the integration looks like firsthand, feel free to visit us or Amazon, or reach out to either myself or Victor. Anything else you'd like to add, Victor?
Of course. Couple of things to mention. Conversational AI, it's an enable of your goals to improve the customer, to improve customer experience in almost all of the industries. It's not just one industry project. Yeah. Also, the adoption of conversational AI is incremental. It requires expertise inside your teams. The projects, most of the time, should have a feature roadmap. They are like projects, and they cannot just stand up as a one-time or one-shot project. And partners like Cognigy can help you to materialize your projects and ideas. This brings a lot of benefits for you. And if you are more interested, as Jarrod said, take a look at the AWS Conversational AI Partners, which is shown at this moment in these slides.
And finally, if you're looking for excellent home-cooked Mexican food, apparently all you need to do is do a webinar with Victor. So if anybody out there is hungry, also get in touch.
Take a look
Maybe
at that.
I'm just hungry. All right. It was nice working with you, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.